Welcome to Chamber Chat. My name is Carol Guest. I'm chair of the board for the Greater Houston Black Chamber of Commerce, and it's very, very good to be with you again. Thank you for joining us on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. to find out what's going on in the community during this COVID time. We certainly hope that you and your family are well taken care of at this time. And we will certainly keep you all in our prayers as we continue to move forward in helping you expand your business opportunities. So today we are very, very blessed to have with us Ms. Kisten Rhodes from TSU. Hello, Kisten.
Hello, how are you all doing?
We are doing great, and I'm going to tell you all just a little bit about Kisten because we have a lot of things to get into today. So Ms. Rhodes is the buying and procurement person that you need to know at Texas Southern University. She manages the buying and procurement process on construction projects, and she also facilitates the historically underutilized business program at Texas Southern University. And this program allows entrepreneurs to have equal access to procurement and contracting opportunities. And she's done so well in her position that TSU has been awarded awards and high rankings with the hub system. And so we definitely want to know Ms. Rhodes, and she is part of our chamber family. She serves on our economic development committee. So we're happy to have her to serve with us as well. So we're going to explore some procurement opportunities in the procurement process at TSU. And so, Kisten, I'll ask you my very first question. How can a small business work with TSU? Can you provide us with a brief overview and information about your process?
Typically, a small business, because we can take one quote up to $5,000, and then $5,000 to $15,000, we have to take 3 quotes. But 2 of those quotes have to be historically underutilized businesses. And what that means for those that don't know, a historically underutilized business is a business that is 51% owned by a disadvantaged person, such as an Asian American male, Hispanic American male, female, Black male, female, Native American male, female, service disabled veterans, and all of that stuff. And so it is very encouraging for those of you that fit those categories to go to the Texas Comptroller's website and get certified as a hub, because that is going to be the place that hub coordinators go first, especially when we're trying to obtain quotes, because we as a hub coordinator, we have to get 2 quotes from a hub when we are doing the 3 quote process. $25,000 and up, that has to be placed on the electronic state business daily, which is now called Texas Smart Buy. And then that is the way that you can view all of the opportunities. And I have a couple of pictures of that for those that don't know where to go or how to look on it or what have you. So we've been doing pretty well, actually. The last year we did about pretty close to 14 million with historically underutilized businesses. And now we're doing some more work on Cleburne Street, as you all may be aware. We have a lot of things coming down the pipeline. So if I were you and you fit those categories, I would strongly encourage you to become a hub.
I think that would be a great move for those who are certainly interested in construction projects. And also, I have heard that the process for smaller companies to be able to get work could be a little bit more informal because of the price of the contracts. So do you handle those types of deals as well?
I handle the larger contracts, like the construction contracts. And with those, we typically have pre-proposal meetings. And it is always in the best interest of the companies to attend those meetings, because if you are a small company, then you have the opportunity to meet prime companies and then possibly subcontract. Like I put something out concerning roofing projects, I believe, and the company that wanted to bid was asking me, okay, well, who is it that you do business with? Oh, I I can't tell you who we do business with. If you need to go and look on the, centralized masters bidders list, find other companies, hubs that fulfill your criteria or meet whatever commodity that you have, and you can choose, what kinds of companies, get in contact with them, call them, because all communication is on there. So you can call, email, or what have you, and possibly meet with them. And then when you get ready to bid on the project, you have subcontractors already in place.
Right. And so when small businesses see, big construction projects, it behooves them to go. It's not as if there's not any opportunity for the smaller businesses. And so that's kind of I think a key nuance that some businesses may miss, is that just because you look at the project description and you feel like you don't have the capacity to take on the project, you can still network so that the primes see over and over again at these bidding meetings. So,
yeah, we awarded about $600,000 to a small business for, can't exactly remember the process, but they took the opportunity to find out how to bid properly and fill out all of the paperwork. And then they won against prime companies that also tried to, apply or bid on that particular situation. And they got a $600,000 award. They won that bid. So it's not that we don't have those opportunities. It may not come as fast as you want them to come, but they are there. And I do try to help people, at least if they don't get $5,000, I will try to help them as much as possible, even if it has to start out at the $5,000 range.
And how would companies find out about your bidding opportunities? I know here at the Chamber, we always receive them from you, and so we post them in our newsletter. Is there any other way that businesses can find out what you have available?
We do post them on our website. You have to be patient with us right now because we are in a more automated world. The majority of us are working from home, so we may not have that opportunity. However, they're always on the Electronic State Business Daily, also known as Texas Smart Buy, and it's TXSMARTBUY.com. Once you put in Texas Smart Buy, it's automatically going to pop up. And then our agency number is 717. So it may ask for, I actually have a screenshot of it. It may ask for the actual number to put in, or you can just not put in a number and you'll see everything that is on there, that everything has, that all state agencies have. But this is typically what it's going to look like if you can see this in any manner. But if
a little,
is that better? So you see where it says Electronic State Business Daily right here, and then it'll say agency number, which I think is right here. I think it cut off, but Texas Southern University is agency 717. So when you see that slot on the Electronic State Business Daily, that's where you put 717, and Texas Southern University will pop up, whatever we have out for bid.
Okay. And we'll also post that information on our Facebook page as well. All right. Okay. And so with regard to minority-owned businesses, there's a lot of talk about certifications. We talked about the historically underutilized business certification. So with regard to the other ones like MWBE, SBE, DBE, are those utilized at Texas Southern with TSU being a historically Black college?
We accept any kind of business. We cannot discriminate if you don't have a small business certification, if you do have a small business certification. The HUB program is by the state of Texas, and it's a good faith program. So what it is that what that means is that we do everything and you do everything in your good faith to fulfill whatever the criteria is in the bid that we are posting. If you are a hub, that's beneficial to you, that's beneficial to us, that's beneficial to the state, because it's showing them that we are actually doing what we're supposed to do. And that's why it's very important to certify as a hub. Now, as far as other business enterprises like disabled or women-owned or minority, we don't have the ability to certify for either one of those certifications, but the City of Houston can, WBEA can do that, and we can still accept that because it is still saying that you are a minority business, you're just not a hub. It's just beneficial if you are a hub, but we cannot discriminate against anyone.
Okay. Well, you know, the question comes up because TSU is an HBCU and, you know, classified as an African-American school. And so, you know, there might be a misperception that those designations wouldn't be utilized during the process, but they are.
They are, yes. We just don't get credit for it, but I've also given, or people that are SBEs or what have you, they've also won contracts. So we don't discriminate. It's just beneficial to us, to you, and to the state that we do more business with hubs.
Okay. So for businesses out there that are looking to do work for Texas Southern, having the certifications is beneficial. Just like you would if you applied at U of H, University of Texas, Texas A&M. So definitely keep those certifications in mind when seeking to do business with TSU. So you know, with regard to MWBEs and the relationship that such businesses have with institutions, you know, there's always a talk of goals or quotas or things of that nature. And I understand that the term quota is not necessarily used in this space. But does Southern University have any goals for such businesses?
All state entities have the same goal. So like for heavy construction, for example, what's going on Cleburne Street where the city you had to get a permit and they're completely redoing that street, that's heavy construction. Then we have buildings or, you know, construction. And oh, I forgot to tell you, the heavy construction is 11%. Building construction is 21%. Special trade is 23.7%. Special trade is your plumbing, your fencing, things of that nature. And I also put a bid out for that. And some things happened, but there were a few positions or trades that weren't bid on. And see, if someone would have bid on them, they could have easily been on that list because we had no other choice. No one bid on them. And then we have professional services that's 26%, and that's like your accounting, nursing, consulting, those kinds of things. Then we have other services, typically like your kind of like your food services and things like that, or just whatever doesn't fit in the other classifications. And then we have commodity services, which is about 20.85%.
So,
So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
it's just like with public entities, they may have a particular percentage, and they may have like a 25 to 35% goal in order to work with the small business. And typically their definition of small business is going to be the SBE, DBE, that kind of thing. And with other entities, they might not have that particular goal because every entity that is not state or not public or funded in some other manner, they may not have to meet the same types of goals that the state of Texas does. But every state institution has to have a hub coordinator, and we are supposed to do our best in order to do more business with hubs.
And so the hub certification, especially at institutions of higher learning, is something that our members should strive for. So if you don't have it, please do go ahead and certify yourself. Go through the process, because we don't want to hear about bids not being bid on.
Yeah.
The ones that come through the chamber, and we get every solicitation.
Yes.
So, you know, and just imagine you were the only company in the category. I mean, it's a missed opportunity. So, and everyone, please go ahead, Kisten.
It's free. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. So even you may have all of the other business enterprise certifications. The hub certification doesn't cost anything. Now, it does cost $70 to be on the centralized master's bidders list, but we can still get your information as far as being a hub. So if you don't want to pay that $70, even though it's more beneficial to you as well, we could still get your certification as being a hub, because we have to at least get 2 quotes when we do anything up to between $5,000 and $15,000. We have to get 3 quotes, and 2 of them have to be hubs.
So it is in all of our best interests. I know here at the guest group, we are hub certified, and became certified as soon as that certification came online.
Okay, good.
Definitely, everyone, please, if you get nothing else, get the hub certification. It's free, you know, low cost, and it's a certification that is generally accepted across the public sector. So if you get nothing else, definitely get the hub certification.
Most definitely. And we have done business, I think, with Realty as far as the guest group is concerned. And then we've also discussed the Greater Houston Black Chamber in our business school, and the small business program, or hub program, doing something together as well. In fact, last year, we did a partnership with the School of Public Affairs, and there were a lot of councilmen there. People could have came there. I think it was the TALK, which is what does TALK stand for? I forgot. I'm at a loss of words. But a lot of people, like when I'm on the employment, the Economic Development Committee, they ask about TALK, which is the Texas Association of African American Councils or Chambers or something like that. And the leader was there, the CEO was there. So you had an opportunity. It was published in the Greater Houston Black Chamber. So everyone that is a member, or you don't have to be a member, you can see that information. And you had the opportunity to ask those questions to the people that you're asking us about. So it's just best to look and see what they have on their calendar. And then if it's something that you can come to, then come to. If it's something that you need answers to, then if, you know, Ms. Guest wants to send them to us or whomever, then we'll have the opportunity to do that. And we will do that.
Yes, absolutely. The chamber consistently does partnerships with Texas Southern, and
Mm-hmm.
the particular event that Ms. Rhodes is referencing is the TAC conference that we had at Texas Southern earlier this year. Now, of course, it was pre-COVID, but we
Yeah,
had state
it was.
representatives there, we had elected officials, we had the heads of the School of Public Administration. Kisten was there. I mean, it was just the opportunity. It was a networking opportunity, and that's what we provide for our members. So make sure that you join us when you can. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Let's talk about some of the common mistakes that applicants make when seeking to do business with TSU. Can you kind of walk us through just a few things that you see, maybe on a consistent basis, that we can correct to make our applications better and complete and then be
Mhm. When you are reviewing the request for proposal or the request for qualifications or the invitation to bid, put your documentation in the manner that it's listed so that it's easy to find. It doesn't matter if you just have to stick a piece of paper saying tab 1, then do that. I picked up something, I received a bid that was in a plastic folder that had one of those sliding things on it. So when I picked it up, everything fell out. At least have it in a binder. If you can't, just have it as professionally done as you can. And because it makes it easier for us to be able to just look at the information that we are looking for to see if you meet the criteria before we send it on to the evaluation committee. But it's kind of hard if I drop something because it wasn't in a binder and then I have to try to get it all together and what have you. Or there have been bids that I've received with just a big paperclip on it, one of those binder clips on it. At least put it in a binder. And if you just have to get a piece of paper writing tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, and tape it to, at least we know that you have done everything that you need to do. And also there are going to be things that people don't notice in the bids where signatures are required. And so it's also, and it's usually stated in my bids, that thoroughly review the bids for things that require signature. Uh, I am not one, if the bid is due at 10 o'clock and I get it at 10:02, people have, they've asked me, okay, well, can you just let this slide? No, because I don't want to have that persona that I'm showing favoritism or what have you. And so I'm typically by the rules. And everyone at TSU in the purchasing department, they're by the rules. And so do your best. If it's supposed to be there at 10 a.m., get it there by 10 a.m. There have been people that have come in there 10:01. I'm standing, I can't take it. It's 10:01. And so just make sure that you get things in on time. Now, the way that we're doing it now, because of COVID, when we have bids that are due, we are asking people to turn it into the post office. And the post office has different times that they're there. So we make sure that we're there before the post office closes, which is typically 2 o'clock. So we try to make things be due at 10 o'clock or what have you, but we'll be there when we know a bid is due.
And when you say post office, just to clarify, you mean the campus post office?
Yes, ma'am. The TSU post office.
Okay. So let me just make a comment, because there is no worse feeling than to
Yes.
have worked enslaved on an RFP or an RFP.
Mm-hmm.
Get there at 10:01, 10:02. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
Really, all you need is one time GHBC family for that to happen to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Yeah.
will never make that mistake again.
Mm-hmm.
However, planning, that's the key when handling RFPs. And sometimes there is a quick turnaround, but planning ahead of time to get it done usually can eliminate these types of things that Ms. Rhodes is referencing. So thank you for that. And speaking of COVID, what other changes have you all made that we might need to be aware of regarding your processes?
Right now, we're trying to figure out how to do the pre-bid meetings because you never know how many people are going to show up. It could be 5 and it could be 50. And so we have to make preparations that we are in a room that has the social distancing. And we may even do it by Zoom. I don't know right now. There may be times, especially with construction, that they want to go and they want to look at the area that they'll be working in. That'll be something that the project manager would do. And if he wants to do it, if he wants to physically do it, then that's fine. But they still have to social distance and you still have to have your masks on. And as you know now, it's been extended. So if you don't have a mask on, I hope a police officer doesn't come through because you may get that $1,000 fine. So I would encourage you to, practice social distancing. Practice social distancing.
And
Most definitely.
more masks.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, is there anything that you all are buying more or less of right now because of COVID?
Well, as far as the PPE, we bought all of that because we were supposed to open, I think, in July, and then it got moved back. So we are already prepared for the PPE, unless there's something special that is required that we won't find out about until we get back on campus. Now, I do have a list of things that are coming up, and so I'm gonna tell you those, but I've already explained to go to the Electronic State Business Daily and review the information, because we have quite a few things that are coming up right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's discuss the opportunities that you have coming up that you wanted to share with us.
Okay. We have building automated systems. That's my bid. They're working on the scope now. We have building cleaning interior. That's my bid. Working on the scope now. We have co-location hosting services. We have graphic design services. We have interpretation services, pest control services. That's my bid. We're working on the scope now. We also have professional writing services, promotional items, student debt collection, vending services, waste disposal services. That's my bid. We're working on the scope now. And wired wireless cable TV networks. And the last one is elevator. And that's my bid. We're working on the scope now. So hopefully we'll have all of that information out, if not by the end of July, by the beginning of August. So I've told you what is, tentatively coming out. So again, check the Electronic State Business Daily. And currently we have security for housing out, and we have comprehensive learning management system software out. So, because a lot of times when I go out, the primary questions are going to be for companies that are promotional item companies and IT companies. So now you know that we have something out. And now you know that promotional services is coming out. And typically with promotional items, we award, or at least my colleague awards, multiple vendors so that it's not just one vendor that is getting all the business. And some, people will use, they'll use as many of them in order to see, how their services are, how their items are, and all of that kind of thing. And so there are going to be opportunities for you. And he also tries to award as many hubs as possible. So there have been a lot of hubs in promotional services that have done business with TSU.
Mhm. And so, can you briefly talk about just kind of the other purchasers that are in your department? Because you said some of the bids that were coming out are yours, and then so that meant that some came from other purchasers. Can you kind of elaborate on that? Who's in your department?
Mhm. I do usually construction services or anything that has to do with buildings and grounds, facilities, residential life and housing, anything that has to do with the possible interior and the exterior of a building, then that's what I typically handle. I have two other colleagues, and one usually handles like IT and all of that different stuff. And then my other colleague, he'll handle like professional services and all of that. So I also handle professional services, but it's going to be more so something related to buildings. So it may be architects or MEP services or what have you. And his type of professional services are going to be possibly accounting. Sometimes he'll do that. Sometimes we'll both do that, or just different things. So when you go and you look on the Electronic State Business Daily, both the contact person will be on there, so you know exactly who to send that information to. So when I say that those are mine, that means that those are the ones that we're working on. They're more than likely building or construction related, and you'll see my name associated with them.
Mhm. Okay. So, Kisten Rhodes, you have given us so much information about Texas Southern's
Mhm.
procurement department. So I'm excited about it because I'm not sure how much our members know about it, and now they know
Mhm.
everything about it. And
Yes, ma'am.
let me encourage our GHBC family. Once you get these contracts, please perform at the top level of excellence
Mhm.
because once you do well, there's likely an opportunity for you to work again with TSU in the future. And
Mhm.
we don't want to squander any opportunities we may have. So, again, Kisten, thank you so much for joining us
You're
today.
welcome.
Thank you for letting us know about your opportunities. Thank you for your service to the chamber. And we look forward to continue working with you. Coming up in August, we will have a procurement forum that Kisten
Yes.
is going to be a part of. So
Mhm.
stay tuned for that. And before
Mhm.
we wrap up today, I would just like to let everybody know about a few things going on with the chamber. Number one is our Buy Black campaign. We are
Mhm.
still pushing that. We're going to continue to push it. We've always pushed it. So please encourage your colleagues, friends, family to visit HoustonBuyBlack.com. Again, HoustonBuyBlack.com. That is
Mhm.
a roster of our member businesses.
Mhm.
And you can download the directory. Also, we have hard copies for purchase. We also have Buy Black T-shirts. Some of you have been
Mhm.
asking about that the T-shirt. We have those for sale as well. Also, please continue to stay tuned in to our social media and our website to see
Mhm.
what events we have coming up through the end of the year. Right now, our Pinnacle Award applications are out, so make
Mhm.
sure that you apply for the Pinnacle Awards. That is where we bring awareness to African American businesses, and we put on a show for you.
Mhm.
Everyone knows who you are at the end of the Pinnacle Awards, so make sure you apply for our Pinnacle Awards. And again, the website that Ms. Rhodes referenced is called TexasSmartBuy.com. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
All one word, all together.
And
And
that's
if I may make another announcement,
absolutely.
um, they're going to have a Hub Expo. It's going to be August 3rd and 4th. It is a virtual expo. You don't have to be a hub to attend it. And I will send Ms. Guest the flyer so that you will be able to see it. But that's another way to get businesses, because you will be able to meet individually with the different state, government, and all the other entities there. you'll have, you know, an opportunity to discuss your business and that kind of thing. And I'll be sure to send that to you when we finish.
Okay, excellent. So we'll have that opportunity posted and in our newsletter as well. So everyone, thank you for joining us today. And please stay tuned for our very next chamber chat. Take care.